Hey everybody, my name is Evan, and I like to draw. I also like Little Nightmares. And I know the third game is coming out very soon, and when I went to Google the release date, I became sad. It just says 2024, there's no set release date. So, to fill the Little Nightmare-sized hole in my heart, I'm gonna draw posters of every character we know so far. And that's only 3, so, yeah, we'll just get right into it. And the first of those 3 is Lo. Now, Lo and Alone both wear masks to cover their faces, like every other character in this franchise for some reason. But anyway, I want their posters to match the shape of their masks. So for Lo, we can give him his little heart-shaped bird, and then fill in the eyeballs and everything else. And once I have the first layer done, I can change the color from a solid black to a darker type of brown to kind of match with the whole desert setting that Lo is in. Because there's a really cool shot in the trailer where he's walking across some sort of bridge, I guess, in some sort of abandoned desert, so I'll try and mimic that. And then what I can do is take the base layer and then start roughing it up by adding little edges of rocks and plant roots hanging down from here and there. And once the roots are rootified, I can add a broken crate hanging down from a wire. And using a circle stencil, I can sketch out the support structure of a bridge in the middle. Then I can add the top and bottom parts of the bridge by giving it railings and whatever the bottom part of the bridge is called, I guess. And hanging off of the bridge, I can add in some body bags, because, it's the Little Nightmares universe, and there's body bags everywhere, for some mysterious reason. And like I said earlier about matching the style of the masks, on Lo's mask he has one circle eye and one winking eye, so the bridge and the broken crate portray that in the background. And then I can go in and add some buildings on either side just to give it more of an in-depth look to it. And once the middle section is fully colored in, I can add some shading to the left and right sides just to, suck you in a little bit more. And then as a new very front layer, I can add a darker brown and then put a little crow in the front as a nice nod to Lo. Then we can bring in Lo on his little stick bridge and put him right in the middle. And then finally we can put in a tiny little Lo symbol. And that's Lo's poster finished, so we can move on to the next one. The next poster will be all about Alone, and she's got a, I guess, 2-goggled aviator pilot mask type thing, so I'll, draw in 2 circles, because that's all I really can do with this mask. And much like Lo's, I'm going to be basing Alone's poster off of a specific scene from the trailers, this one particularly when they're in the sewer, and there's that creepy 5-armed spider rat thing, I guess, crawling out of a sewer grate, so I can add that grate on the wall, and then try my best to add in a sewer spider rat. And trust me when I say drawing a 5-armed something sewer spider rat is incredibly difficult, and I never want to do it again. But to start off, I could try my best to give him a rat-like face, also with a bunch of teeth, because that's how I imagine this guy would look, I guess. And once I have his top jaw and his bottom jaw both done, I can kind of pull them apart so it looks like he's about to bite down and chomp at poor Alone. Then I can add in his body and try my best to give him his 5 or so legs. This is an absolute nightmare. I hate this so much. Help me, please. I also thought it would be cool to have one of his arms reaching into the sewer grate like he just crawled out of it, but I didn't like this design. Then I tried to do another one, but forgot to record it, so here you go. Here's the second attempt at a spider rat alligator thing. I got a little bit further, kind of gave it a face that looks different, and I still really don't like this design, so I eventually just gave up and then forgot to record the rest of me doing the picture, so there you go, finished one, yay! I decided no matter how hard I tried, I was never going to be able to make a good-looking spider rat, so I just went with the classic hands in the vent, and then put alone on her own on the other side. And once that is all said and done, I can put a little alone symbol at the bottom next to a wrench, so there you go, I put in some sort of reference. Now that that one's finished, we can move on to the third and final poster, which will be of this freaky, chubby cheek porcelain monstrosity. So I can whip up a sketch of Monster Baby holding both Low and Alone in his hand, and then use that sketch to create the final outline. And the final detail for his hand will be giving it the different cracks and nicks where the porcelain would have broken. And using a stencil eraser, I can then give him his robotic scanny eye and add some details to the pupil and the iris all around it. And then I can give him his really distorted looking nose, and his other eye, which is closed. Then I can give him his chubby cheeks and his creepy little sort of smiling mouth with no teeth. And the final detail for his outline will be to give him his little bits of hair and all the cracks around his face. And using a little bit of magic, I can just whip out an outline of Low and Alone into existence, and then put them on his hand, so it looks like he's about to eat them, I guess. As for coloring, Monster Baby will get a tan, jaundicey skin tone all around him, and then his hand will get a darker orange to kind of show that it's in the distance. Then I can fill in the background with a deserty type orange, and then give Monster Baby his shading along the parts that would have shading. I can do this by taking a darker color than the base color and just kind of flicking it around all the parts that would have cracks and crevices that dip inward. And once all the nooks and crannies are shaded in, I can then give him beak shading across all of his face with a dark on the right and then a lighter side on the left. I can then do the same for his hand, and that's pretty much the shading done. Then I can give his iris a bloodshot gray-ish red, and then give it some highlights of lighter and darker versions of the color. And then I could fill in the part around his iris with just a classic white. And to make his eyeball look even more eyeball-y, I could add some shading around the white part and give it more bloodshot veins going towards the center. And then using the same magic as before, I could whip the colors of Low and Alone into existence, and that's pretty much Monster Baby finished. All that's left to do is put in a special little custom Monster Baby symbol right at the bottom. Look at him. He's so fat. And that's all three posters finished, and now we're on to the gallery. Oh, I hope this game gets released soon, or at least we get more information on it, because right now we really only know about these three characters. But I assure you, the second we do, I'll be sure to make way more drawings than this. Anyway, thanks for sticking it till the end, guys, and I'll see you later.